If you've ever been to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights or most other haunted house out there, you may have seen the scare actors. When they scare you, they don't actually yell or scream. Most time they hit a trigger or step on something like a trigger or a stepper or something like that, that activates a sound and light or something else to move, and then they kind of move out towards you. I do the exact same thing. I use one of these, which I think is like a guitar pedal or something. It's called a foot switch. So I use this and I plug it into a PicoBoo controller. It's made by Fright Props. This is a PicoBoo controller. These are pretty popular in the scaring community. Yes, there's a scaring community. Pretty simple how this works. You have two different things that it can do. Maybe it's a prop, maybe it's a light, maybe it's moving something. It's whatever it is, whatever you want to trigger. This particular one can do two of them. I have another one that can do four, which I use for something else. But in this case, I use this for my scare. So I wire this guy up into here. This goes into the input right here. And then for the output, which are up here, these are the actual outputs. One of them goes to a light. This is just a standard 12 volt light they use for landscaping. This would normally have a spike at the end of it, but I use this for this, and I have it set to just being white. So when you trigger this, it'll turn the light on. Well, what else does it do? Well, if you notice right here, speaker. Oops, sorry, there we go. Speaker output. So I actually have a speaker wired up to this. I use these bad boys right here. I got these for like $40 for a pair too, and they're waterproof, dirt cheap. But these work well with this, as this has a built-in amplifier to it. I think this can do up to 40 watts, I think max. 30 or 40 watts, I don't recall off the top of my head. That's plenty to power this speaker here. So one of the difficult, the day of, because my haunted house, I basically set up the day of with tents in the front driveway, and then tear it all down that same night. So it's a lot of work for the same day. I try to make as many things efficient as possible. What I'm doing here is I'm going to use this piece of wood that I've painted black. This is just a 1x8 I got from Home Depot yesterday. I'm going to mount this PicoBoo here, probably with the wires this way. I'm also going to mount this light this way, and I'm probably just going to use one screw so that I could adjust it. So basically, if I only have one screw here, it can then pivot, right? So there's only one screw on one side, it can go in a circle. So I'll mount it here on one screw, and then I can pivot it to have it shine where I want. And then I'm going to mount this speaker kind of on the bottom, because the speaker is going to hang from this piece of wood. So I'll show you how that looks in a minute, and then I'll show you how it's going to be installed. Okay, so here is this quickly mounted inside the tent. This is temporary, but what I did add are these twist ties. These are like twist cables. They are flexible wire, but rubberized, so they hold. I drilled a hole and tied it to the support. Drilled a hole, tied it to the support. These aren't going to budge. And now you can see that this is hanging down from the support, and then here's the light. So now I'm going to plug it in. Let's test it out. All right, so I got one done, and I went ahead and made 3 more. So I have a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I got 4 of these. So it'll be easy to mount those in the haunted house, and it'll save me lots and lots of time. So I cannot wait to use these on Thursday. So happy Halloween, you all.